Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Irish Uncensored. I'm here with my buddy Grant again. How you doing, Grant?
Oh, I'm here. It's Thursday. It's Wisconsin week. I'm ready to go.
Yeah, we're recording this on Thursday. It might not be Thursday for you when you're watching it, depending on how quick we get it out. But we are super excited for the Wisconsin game. We're going to talk a little bit about the stats, who we expect to have a big game, maybe some bets that we would take or not take, depending on what we think. Just everything about the game. So, Grant, what do you think of Wisconsin? I know you're doing a deep dive on them today.
Yeah, so I actually got a chance to watch the full Penn State Wisconsin game. Wisconsin completely botched the game. Offensively, they run the ball. I don't think they have a single passing touchdown on the year. They run. Their O line is massive. We're from Fort Wayne, Indiana. There's a local kid starting on Wisconsin's line, Joe Tippmann. He's their starting center, and he's 6'6", 320. That's their center. So you imagine how big they are across the rest of the way. You're talking all 300-pound plus guys, all really, really experienced guys. But they don't. They don't scare me like throwing the ball.
Yeah, the quarterback has had 185 passing yards versus Penn State and 141 versus Eastern Michigan. I think he might have come out early in that game, but
they're more
that's
of like
still
a
low.
clock control kind of team.
Yeah.
All they want to do is they want those big like 8-9 minute drives with a touchdown and go out there and play defense. That's what they want to do. And their defense is good. They're very experienced. You run through their starters listed, and it's redshirt seniors and it's juniors. They have one sophomore starting. I'm assuming he's a
Yeah,
beast.
so all older players, and they've given up 16 points and 7 points to Penn State and Eastern Michigan. So they're definitely solid defensively, but I wonder if they're as good as Purdue. Not that Purdue is like an amazing defensive team, but
Right.
usually Big Ten across the board I think is pretty standard, except for maybe that one team that's way above. I don't think Wisconsin and Purdue are that far apart, and I think we could have tore Purdue apart if we hit our
Yes.
long balls, like we said. I know we were talking about that earlier about Braden Lenzy potentially having a big game.
Yes. So I think, and we talked about this, but Braden Lenzy is going to take the top off. I was looking at some stuff today about Wisconsin's like injury report. I don't know if they're going to play or not, but one of their starting corners and one of their starting safeties popped up on that injury report. So even if they go, which this is a big game, I expect them to give it their best shot to get out there. But even if they go, they might be hobbled, and you might have a problem chasing a guy who's running a 4.3. So the only question is, like it is every week, can we give Cone enough time for Braden Lenzy to get down the field and for him to see him?
We figured it out for 3 quarters. Now, can we take those last 3 quarters and carry them over into this game? I don't see Wisconsin's defensive line being better than Purdue's, and we figured it out already. So I'm hoping we can take that through and be as good on the O-line as we were this past 3 quarters. And if we can, that all those deep balls that we missed, we hit half of those or 3 quarters or all of them, we're talking about scoring 30, 40 points without anything else happening in the game. So I'm hoping that happens.
Right. Me too. I'm kind of hoping that. So Michael Carmody, our second string left tackle behind Blake Fisher, who got an ankle sprain a few weeks ago, I think he's going to end up being like a game time decision. Like, is he going to play? Is he not going to play? I kind of want to see Tosh Baker roll into his second start, see how he's done with a week of prep. I know Carmody's practicing, so at the very least, he'd probably play some. But I'd love to see Tosh try to string it together. We just got to get some cohesion on that offensive line. I know Jarrett Patterson's always talked about playing physical, communicating. Purdue was by far our most physical game, and they're going to have to be. They're going to have to be physical against this Wisconsin defense to even give us a chance of playing and winning.
I have a feeling Wisconsin's overrated. I know I was watching the Irish Bros podcast. Isn't that what their name is?
Two Irish brothers. Is that
Yep,
what it is?
2 Irish brothers, and
Shout out to
they
Two Irish brothers.
they were saying that they think Wisconsin's overrated. I think I agree. I'm not really sure how good they really are. And I think that's a product of being in the Big Ten too. The Big
Yeah.
Ten, I think, is always overrated. I mean,
Yeah.
hate that comment if you want it, but they're overrated. They're not.
Yes. Outside of Ohio State, there's not a ton.
Everyone always makes fun of Notre Dame for not joining the Big Ten. If we joined the Big Ten, our schedule would go to crap. Are just like we'd play what, 2 good teams a year?
We'd rotate probably Ohio State and maybe Michigan.
And then we usually play Michigan State.
Right.
Like we play the good teams in the Big Ten except for Ohio State.
Which we play next year.
Yeah, so. Which we play next year. Exactly. So it's going to be a crazy game, but we do have a few bets. We're going to take 3 bets each week and put them out there, and we're going to see how we do across the whole season. So we've got 3 bets that we take, and it could be for or against Notre Dame, depending on where the line is. So it could change with each week. But let's go through those. So we've got the overall money line. Go ahead and you can say it.
Sure. So the Notre Dame money line, it's a plus 190 on DraftKings as of yesterday. I checked, and I think we're gonna win, so I'm taking that. I'm taking the money line,
and it's at plus 6.5 is the money line, right?
That's the point. So
that's the points. That's
the money line straight up. They're giving us a plus 190 to even win, just straight up win.
Yeah,
which I think are great odds. I'd like that as a Notre Dame fan. I would take that. Plus 6.5. I mean, I'm definitely taking the points. Odds at a minus 115.
Yeah, if you're wary on us winning, I don't think we're going to lose by 6.5 points.
No, I don't.
I think we're going to win, but if we don't, I can't see us losing by more than almost a touchdown. It'd have to be 7 points. There's no way.
Exactly. And then the last one is Notre Dame to score over 19.5 points. That's at a minus 135. I mean, if we don't score 20 points, I mean, something went terribly wrong, and Cone is no longer starter. I promise that. If we score 19.5 points, they're going to be calling for his head. Tyler Buckner.
That would be terrible. I mean, we left like 28 points on the table last week and scored 27. And that was against a good Purdue defense that everyone thought was going to be pretty solid against us. And they were all right, I guess. They only scored 1 touchdown on us. But, I mean, I don't think they had a chance to win, and we had a chance to kill them. So I just think 19 points, that's like disrespectful. I really hope Notre Dame comes out and slaps them. And this is a neutral field at noon. So it's very strange to be playing at noon on a neutral field against a Big Ten opponent in Chicago. I feel like it'll be mostly a home game, but, it'll probably be a bunch of fans from everywhere, including non-Wisconsin or Notre Dame fans, just fans of football. And it's game day. It's going to be a huge game.
Mm-hmm. I'm hoping that, we talked last week about how we take the ball when we win the toss. This week, I want it. Give me the ball because we got to shove it down their throats, because when you're playing these big, long – Wisconsin's going forward 4th down. If it's 4th and short, they're running the ball. We have to score. If we get out to a 10-point lead, I like it. I love it. I think we win the game. If we get to a 10-point lead and we can play some defense.
Yeah, Grant lagged out there a little bit, but I agree with him. If we get out to a double-digit lead and we play some defense, it's going to be, I think, an easy win. And it sounds so weird to say that for a ranked opponent. I almost feel like a team like Navy is comparable to Wisconsin, but Wisconsin has more big-time recruits. So it's like we're playing a Navy-style team, but with better players. But for some reason, Navy scares me more. It's like they're so strategic. I feel like this is more like just ground and pound, and we can play football. And this is more of just like straight up football. And we were also talking about who's going to have a big game defensively. And I mean, this is the most obvious pick ever, but I'm assuming Kyle Hamilton. He had that big tackle in the backfield. He's had a pick in a couple games. Like he's going to have another big game, and he's going to have to. He's going to have to make some big tackles, like maybe 4th and 4 type tackles, and keep them behind. If we don't stop them on fourth down or stop them on third down, then it's going to be trouble for us.
Exactly. Here's one thing going back to the stats. So Wisconsin has played great third down defense.
Okay.
And we don't do very well on third. If we're in third and longs, I don't like it.
I feel like when we're in third and longs, it's because we've messed up really bad and given up sacks. So
Yeah.
we kind of screw ourselves there if we give up those big sacks. We're already in trouble. We're not that kind of team. So we just need to be not giving up sacks. That's it. That's the only thing we need to do. Get better on the O-line, and we don't even have to worry about that third down stuff.
Right. I definitely think the screen game is going to come into play. I think that's going to be very important to slow down that pass rush. And I'm not saying like abandon the run, but I am going to say like if we're running the ball and we're just getting stuffed and stuffed and stuffed, we can't afford, to against a ball control team to just be going 3 and out all the time. We can't afford it. We gotta do something.
We have the weapons. We've proven it. It's funny because I feel like we've proven it, even though we kind of haven't, because we haven't had a big time score game. But we have proven it. Like, we've got the receivers. Can they catch the ball? Can they get open? Can we hit them? Those are the 3 things, but we've got them. We have weapons.
Yes.
And I think we have better weapons than Wisconsin, too.
I mean, this team, this offense, specifically playing at our ceiling, we should be scoring 40 a game. I mean,
easily.
I mean, I'm not saying like if we were up against like a Georgia or an Alabama, that's what would happen. We just wouldn't score. I don't think we'd score 40. But I'm saying it's like Wisconsin. I don't want to call them an average team because I think they're better than average. But I 100% think that we should hang 30 on them at least.
Yeah, I'd say Wisconsin is a team, just ballpark, like a top 25 team, like right around 25, maybe 30 in the nation, just off what I've learned. And I think we are like around number 10 in the nation right now. Yeah. Somewhere in there. We're better than them. Like, we are a couple tiers above Wisconsin. And if we play to our extent, we're further than that.
It's so crazy to me because like we go into the game, we're 12, they're 18. Rankings, they don't mean shit, but
no.
But at the same time, to be a 6.5 point dog, I mean, that what?
On a neutral field too. So if we played at Wisconsin, what would we be, like 10?
That's what I'm saying. Like you're giving us 6.5 points on a neutral field. Like I just, how it is being a Notre Dame fan. Like, you either love them or hate them, and you're either going to get a ton of love or a ton of disrespect. That's just disrespectful.
We'll find out if it is. It feels that way, but we have to prove that it's disrespectful, or they're right and we are wrong. And I really hope that's not the case. And I don't think it is. We just have to play to our potential. And I think we keep saying about the receiving and passing, like different things that we need to do better. But we can also do better coaching. Like, we find a way to get these people open and make the throw easier for Cone. Make something else easier. Make the blocking scheme easier to get him more time. Maybe move him around the pocket. Just because he's not a running quarterback doesn't mean he can't move like Tom Brady moves.
Yep. Move the pocket. Move it right. Move it left.
Be creative. Like, we have insanely good coaches with very creative stuff. Like, we need to utilize that, especially against a team like this and moving forward in the season to get us kickstarted to really putting on points. Yeah.
Absolutely agree. And just a quick disclaimer with the betting stuff. Make sure you're gambling responsibly. Not taking responsibility for any L's you take, but I'm in the boat with you if it makes you feel better.
Yeah, this is just for fun. It's more of just like we're gonna look at how we did if we bet just like $10. It doesn't make any difference on 3 different bets, all just straight of what those bets are. Would we come out on top for the week? Would we come out on top for the year? It's just for fun. And it's also ones we believe in. I think they're actually good bets.
Yes.
And not something I would put 1,000 on, but it's still a good bet.
Right. Definitely agree with you. So what are you thinking? Score prediction, Notre Dame, Wisconsin.
You can go first.
I'm thinking 31-24 Irish. And I don't think it's even that close. I think a lot of the game might be played 31-24 or 31-21 towards the fourth quarter. They kick a field goal, we get the ball, we ice the game. That's what I'm feeling.
I said 31-21 on the Irish Uncensored Facebook page, and we've got a couple other people that have said 28-24 Irish from Colton. Mark said Indy 35, Wisconsin 21. Tammy said 24-21 Irish, and Bryant said 34-21 Irish. So we have a few different scores, but they're pretty much in the same ballpark. There's only one that was like a close game under 10 points. Or under 7 points. Other than that, it was like 7 or more.
Yep. I mean, and if you guys want, go join the Irish Uncensored Facebook page. We're talking all things Irish there: basketball, football, baseball, volleyball.
Cricket, mostly football though. We're there for the football. Obviously, anything else and
anything
cool
in
too.
Season.
And then any players too. So you can go and give your prediction, and maybe I'll shout you out on here if you want me to. I can shout you out if you want me to. Like, say that. That'd be cool.
Exactly.
Maybe we'll even bring some people on at some point if you guys ever want to come on.
Some, like, guest appearances from people with
giving predictions or their thoughts on the game. That'd be super fun. So you just make sure you like and subscribe if you liked this. We're gonna do this every week, and we're gonna do the post game. Hopefully, when we say yes, we were right about everything, but we'll find that out later.
Yeah. Hopefully, we're not apologizing for 3 bad bets.
Not just that, just taking a really hard L. Like I'll never forget the Michigan one where we got slapped at Michigan. What was that, like 2 years ago?
Yeah, they beat the brakes off of us, and we went in there like we both went in like I think it was early season, but we went in undefeated, and it was supposed to be this big deal, and it was a monsoon, and we just got handled.
Yes, and I thought we were so much better than Michigan. Like, I didn't even think it was going to be a game, and we got beat by like 40 or something. I don't even remember. It was so bad.
I think one of the hardest parts about like Irish fandom, especially at the level that we are, is like when you look at all the recruits and you look at the classes we're putting together, and you're looking at what we have, and you're like, we have to be better than this. We have to be. Like, there's no way. We have Braden, Lenzy, we have Kevin Austin, we have freaking Michael Mayer, Kyron, Tyree. I mean, we probably have the best running back duo in the country, and we can't really run the ball because
not yet. Hopefully, we can figure that out. It's gonna come with the throwing too. If we learn how to pass, maybe that'll free up the running game. It'll be kind of like a backwards old style football.
Yeah, I definitely think we can, and I think we're gonna win. I mean, I'm confident. I'm nervous, but I'm confident. Like, I don't think Wisconsin's it. That's not who we're going down to.
The worst part is that they're coming off a bye, which is like a really early bye.
Yeah, I wonder why they would do that.
Yeah, why would they take such an early bye, huh?
Week 3 bye? What? Oh, wait, you play Notre Dame week 4?
Oh, okay. That makes sense. Maybe that's where those 6.5 points came from.
Do you know off the top of your head, did they play Ohio State this year? Like, if they met them, like, would they meet them at all? And like,
no, they don't.
No?
Nope.
So are we hands down their toughest game all year?
Penn State, Notre Dame, Michigan is ranked, in Iowa.
Okay, they've got a decent schedule this year based on the current ranking. So they lost to Penn State already. So they have Iowa, us, and who else did you say?
Michigan.
Michigan's playing well this year. I mean,
yeah.
So they've got a couple tough games left, but I don't think there's any coincidence that they're taking the bye before Notre Dame, like most of the teams that we play.
Yes. Yeah, that'll be a thing you hear us say a lot coming up.
But they're coming off of a bye week, and we're not. So,
yep. But that's going to be our show today. Thanks for checking out Irish Uncensored on YouTube, and make sure you go in the link in the description. You can join our Facebook group, start up a few chats, reply to some people, have fun. We have game threads during the game that people chat during the game, a bunch of different fun stuff. So just let us know if you ever want to come on, or if there's ever anything exciting you want us to talk about too, because we're always down to do more stuff.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And as always, go Irish.
Go Irish.